Krista Caldwell, and I'm a Global Mobility Manager based out of Denver, Colorado. And I chaired the GMJ Congress because this is a very important topic to me, and the fact that it took place on International Women's Day was really critical. I've noticed firsthand how a diverse mobility program can have successful outcomes for both companies, projects, and individuals. So I was really excited to share my experiences, but more importantly, hear about everything that all of our GMJ ambassadors are doing in this mobility space to improve the DEI profiles of their programs. I thoroughly enjoyed the GMJ Congress this session. It was a lively and engaging discussion, and so many critical points were raised. It was really important to have this session on International Women's Day, as it brought an added element of importance to the topic, and it's been a really great way to see how far all of us have come in this space.
Hi, I'm Becky Wood, Senior Director of Global Mobility at ADP. I chaired the GMJ Congress around branding the mobility function because I believe it's really important that we correctly explain how we support our stakeholders and what it is that we do.
I'm Kara Mendez. I'm the Senior Global Mobility Specialist here at Adobe, and I'm based in Australia. I chaired the April Congress because the topic itself, branding in mobility, was and is super relevant and super important to all of us at the moment as we come out of, dare I say, the pandemic. And while we seize the opportunity of all the great work we've done over the last 2 years in supporting the organisations that we all work for, the opportunity to chair the session in itself was a really great opportunity to meet with some of the leading mobility practitioners from the EMEA and the APAC region, but also to hear some of the best practices and share some of those from myself as well.
The GMJ Congress is always a great place where you can see your professional colleagues that you don't normally get to see. It's a wonderful opportunity to bring everyone together to talk about current events and really find out what are other people doing in their programs, so you can then take that back and make your program better.
In particular, I really enjoy the GMJ Congress formats because, one, they're structured really well. Andy and the team put together a really clear agenda to follow. So as a chairperson, it's quite reassuring, and you have a good set of guidelines for yourself to follow if you're not so experienced in doing it before. But also the format, provides a really nice balance between that formal and casual fireside chat feel, where you can, open up to people with your best practices in a confidential and supported way, but also you can hear from other people as well. And it really, I find the atmosphere, even though it's virtual, really lends to people opening up and sharing some of their experiences.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, based in Zurich, and it was a pleasure to chair the session, the GMJ session, for a second time, invited by Andy. It's always a pleasure to connect with our colleagues from all around the world, especially when we are discussing topics as important as unconscious bias within the world of global mobility. D&I is on top of the agenda of many organizations around the world, and diversity, inclusion, and equitable treatment of women is at the forefront of those topics as well. Having the opportunity to discuss with colleagues about subjects touching the global mobility aspects, touching women in particular, is really important for us in order to ensure that our program remains relevant to the business and to topics that is at the forefront of every major organization.
Hi, I'm Jen Ignat. I'm based in Seoul, and it was a pleasure for me to chair this GMJ Congress this past month for International Women's Day. One day out of many that we can join together to celebrate the wonderful contributions of women. Really, every day should be International Women's Day, but it was exciting to come together with my global mobility colleagues and peers from around the world to talk about diversity and inclusion and unconscious bias in particular. I think we've made a lot of progress as a society in these topics, and HR, especially in global mobility, is right at the forefront. of helping to enable diverse organizations. But we have to continue to have these conversations and to push the bar to expect even more and to hold ourselves accountable. So I think we're just getting started, honestly, on this conversation. We've made a ton of progress, but there's still a lot of work to do. And it was a pleasure to have that conversation with many of my colleagues on that day. And I look forward to continuing to talk about this important topic. So I love attending the GMJ Congresses because this is an opportunity for global mobility leaders and professionals from all over the world to come together. And we work in many different industries. We have different experiences, but it's an HR-only event in general. We have some, sponsors from other organizations that will sometimes join, like Chris. But it's an opportunity for us to speak in a closed-door setting about different issues we're having, different ideas we have, to test it with each other and hear other expertise that's in the room. There's so much expertise in the room. And we've been through many of the same challenges, and some of them we're still working on. So I love the way we have the session where, Jennifer and I had the opportunity to get the conversation started with Heather and Chris together. But then we wanted to hear from everyone in the room and their unique perspectives and ideas and challenges. And I feel like it's a really open environment, a safe environment to share really anything that's on your mind. So we did have a topic, which was important and interesting, but sometimes we go off on a tangent, which is kind of fun as well. And so a lot of relationships are actually built in these congresses that carry on outside, of the meetings, and we have follow-up meetings and virtual coffees and things like that to continue the conversation. So it's a really great opportunity for all of us.
I couldn't agree more with what Jen just mentioned. Really, the diversity of the attendees, the participation level, the free flow of ideas that were being exchanged, the easy chat among all of us really make it for an easy exchange and learning from each other. So really happy that I came back for a second time to participate into a GMJ conference.
My name is Magdalena Marchlewska. I'm based in Warsaw, Poland, and I work as a global mobility consulting lead. I've been working in the industry for almost 10 years, so I truly believe that sharing knowledge is one of the most important things about our work. And I think that it's really crucial to create a platform for us GM professionals to share experiences and discuss our challenges. So this is why I was honored to chair the event. It was interesting to hear many different perspectives, and I hope that everybody had the most important takeaways as I did. So I think that also, we often tend to focus on many other areas of our work, but actually project management as a topic is very much underestimated, and we often forget to structure how we manage our projects in order to evolve our program, in order to improve things, because we're just focusing on keeping the lights on. So I do think that the topic was very much important.
Everyone, this is Susana Ramirez, based out of Mexico City. I chaired the project management workshop with GMJ, and I did it because project management is embedded in everything that we do as Global Mobility Services. I thought that it was a very important topic to discuss, and it turned out to be a very important topic to discuss. So over to you, Lachelle.
I'm Lachelle Tender. I am based out of New Jersey, and I was really happy to be able to chair this because my current role is project manager for global mobility, which is a very unique opportunity because typically we are managing projects while doing all of our other global mobility work. So this has really been an interesting opportunity to just be focused on global mobility and share what that experience is like, but also think through how can you leverage potentially contract workers or other people that are within your organization to support some of those global mobility initiatives that you have. So the meeting with everybody and having that chance to talk it through was really interesting for me. So it was really fun participating in the Congress and informative, kind of thinking through what are some of those critical challenges? How can we manage our day-to-day? What are some of the projects that are being done out there? That was also pretty interesting, thinking about, your standard kind of ones, going through an RFP and doing an implementation, but there were a number of other different projects that we talked about during the Congress that helped me to kind of look at how could I, as a project manager within my role, maybe support some other initiatives that would really help from operations efficiency, or maybe thinking about different ways of doing new ways of working with all of the changes going on. So it was interesting to be part of the Congress and hear other people's projects that they're working on, as well as think through how they're doing it, to bring that back to my organization and any other future conversations within the Congress group, within our Global Mobility Journeys group. So I think that was something that I really enjoyed as part of being in the Congress meetings.
I agree with both of you. I think that your comment on the tools is extremely important. I really like the fact that we made it very practical for everyone. Everyone was giving us tips as to how they manage projects in their daily life. I really love that comment that use whatever works for you. That resonated with me, and I do have it still in my desk, just sitting there reminding me that not everything works for everyone. So just use whatever is useful for you. So it was extremely fun to be with you guys, and definitely something that I look forward to doing again.